Hi, everybody. Welcome to our session today with Digital Marketing Academy. I'm Irma Karsten. I'll be your facilitator throughout the session. And with me is my colleague, Nelson Kalula, who will be manning the chat, answering your questions in the chat, and helping us with a few resources and links in the chat. So welcome to our session where we're going to talk about how to connect with your customers online, how to connect with them online via Google Ads. Right. So welcome to everybody. I'd love to hear where you're from. I see we have people who joined us yesterday joining in today's session too. So welcome back. Lovely to see you back. And I would love to if you can just introduce yourselves quickly, tell us where you are. That'll be great. I am based in Pretoria. The Digital Marketing Academy head office is based in Cape Town, where Nelson is based. And we also recently opened up our European office, where our founder, Dylan Kolstad, is then based at the moment. So I'd love to hear where you are from, and welcome to the session. Please let us have your questions at any time. You're welcome. If you have any questions in the chat, I'll either answer them or Nelson will man the chat for us. Just so that you know, there is a bit of a delay between when you type your questions and when I can see them, just so that you know if it may take longer for me to answer them. Right. Okay, good. I see. Akona Vincent is from Cape Town. I see Elna from Centurion is back. Right. I see Ashante is from Midrand, back from yesterday. Fantastic. Yamba's online. Fantastic. Welcome back, everybody. It's good to see you. I see Tandos from Joburg, Nikki from Cape Town, and Nathan from Cape Town. So Cape Town is always well represented in these sessions, but welcome to everybody, and we're happy to see you. Right, so today, by the end of today's session, we will help you to understand what Google Ads are and how it will help you to connect with your customers and with your business online too. We're going to help you to set advertising goals and also walk you through how to set up a smart campaign in Google Ads. And then lastly, we will show you how to track and measure your campaign performance. Right, so let us know if you have any questions. So now, online advertising has been around for a long time, and businesses, large, small businesses, use ads to appear on search results pages, on web pages, with videos or in-app, right? And needless to say, to get results, you need to be found online. And that is where potential clients will then be able to see your business. Particularly when they are looking for info about the products and services that you offer. And that is the beauty of Google Ads, because the mobile use and behaviors of users have changed dramatically, and also changed the way that all of us connect with brands and how we shop online. So as of December 2019, 525 million internet users were recorded in Africa alone. 74% of the web traffic was generated via smartphones and only 24% via PC. But out of those users, 208 searched for businesses, products, and services, and they shopped online. Right? So 208 million rather. Now, think about your own behavior. Think about how you search for businesses and services online, or how you use your mobile to get information. Right. And also the beauty of Google Ads is that your ads are only displayed when potential clients are actively looking for the solution, the service, the product that you offer. And that's where it may be more effective in most cases than social ads, where social ads could be intrusive, showing up on news feeds based on what we think the users of a platform may be interested in, where Google Ads are only displayed to people who are really actively searching. So a question for all of you online: how are you currently connecting with your customers online? Which channels are you using? How are you really making sure that you connect with your customers online? It'd be good if you could just give us an indication in the chat, and let us know, how are you connecting with your clients? Are you using social media platforms, email marketing? Are you using Google Ads, or are your clients finding you organically on Google? Which channels are you using? So for the Digital Marketing Academy, we're very active on social media. We use a lot of live training sessions on different channels. So I see that Forrest says Facebook email. Fantastic. Good. Which other channels are you using to get in front of the eyes of your clients? Let us know. Because There are different ways, many different ways to connect with our clients online. But the point is that today's consumers are deeply connected to the web. And it's not a simple linear connection, right? So it's kind of become complex over time, and the behaviors change constantly. So I see that Vincent uses Google, Facebook, email marketing, other referral methods. Fantastic. That's awesome to hear that you're using a multi-channel approach. Ashante says social media apps. Alna uses Facebook and email in their company. Great. Thank you. Awesome. Right. So now, as we mentioned, these online customer journeys are complex because there are so many reasons for your potential clients to go online and many ways to access information and different devices to use. So as we mentioned, today's consumers are deeply connected to the internet, and you think of your own behavior, think of how you are connected to the internet, right? And there are many reasons that people may want to go online to find information and access information online. They use phones, smart speakers, tablets, laptops, computers, right? And all of this results in a complex consumer journey. So, an example of a journey. Imagine you turn on your laptop and you realize that the screen is not switching on, right? So, your first reaction may be, I can fix this myself. So, with your phone in your hand, you open Google search and start searching for ways to fix your laptop, right? Now, if let's say you are the owner of a application or appliance store, or you repair laptops or computers, then wouldn't that be a great place to then appear to someone who's looking for a solution to fix their laptop, right? So then if you found a promising insight about laptop repairs in Google results, that may actually entice you to visit the website and to read more. But as you then read the article, you realize that you don't actually know what some of the technical terms in the article mean trying to fix your own laptop. So then you go onto YouTube and find a video on how to repair a computer screen. But maybe then if you see a picture of what the things look like, the actual components, then you may have a better understanding of fixing it. Right? After all, videos and images can speak, or they are worth 1,000 words, right? So now trying to find a solution, and as you review the information that you find online, then you may learn more than you ever intended to about repairing laptop screens, right? And I think you can all relate. I think this has kind of happened, most of us were in similar situations at least once before, right? So then once you read more, you may realize that you actually don't have the tools that you require to fix the screen or the expertise. So maybe then the idea of fixing your own screen doesn't sound that interesting and more of a bit of a challenging task. So maybe then it's time for plan B, right? So you go back to search and you go look for a local repair service and then click on the phone number to find the information that is offered to you online. And then you can book an appointment, and an hour later, you have a confirmation to take your laptop into the store to have it repaired. Right. So now think about, just take a moment. Let's think about, what have you done online this week? What did you search? Which websites did you visit? Did you read any blogs? Did you watch any videos? Did you read any reviews of restaurants or shops or products? And the chances are that some of you, or many of you, right, many of us certainly, spend time online researching and making comparisons to help you make informed consumer decisions. Right? So what is important then is that today's consumers consult multiple sources to find the information that they're looking for and to find the solution to their problems that they're trying to solve. So routinely then leveraging multiple sources help them and us to make better decisions. So consumers are more informed than ever before, right? And that is why it is so important and beneficial for businesses to appear on search. So one common thread that you may have noticed in the consumer journey, or on every device, is search, right? So that's where many consumer journeys start online. So Google Search then provides an opportunity to meet customers when they are actively looking for the solution that you have to offer. So as business owners and typically also then website owners or digital marketers or the roles that you are in, you then need to make sure that your site is a viable destination for every relevant search, right? So by viable, we mean useful. So for example, if a user's search query is, why is my laptop screen black? Your website, if you are the owner then of a repair shop, could appear in the search results if you have that answer on your webpage. And if you sell replacement units or offer repair services, even better. Right? So now think about your potential customers and what their journeys may look like over time. Does your website help them or not? So consider you need to think about a content strategy that will then help fill the gaps, the content gaps, or make sure that your site is compelling and useful to help your users, your clients, your consumers to find relevant, helpful information on your website. So the more relevant your website is to their search queries, the more opportunities you then have to appear in search results. So those of you who have attended some of my previous sessions will know that I always say all paths lead back to the website in digital marketing, right? But it's so important. That's why I keep repeating it. So what I would like you to do is to really visit your website from a consumer point of view, from your potential client's point of view, and really have a good, long, hard look at your website and see whether your clients can actually find the information that they're looking for. Is the navigation path clear? Is the content optimized for them to actually find the right information to solve their problems, right? So before we go ahead, then I'd like to ask another question. So why then advertise on Google search? Why would we advertise on Google search, right? So think about it. Managing your business or managing the digital marketing that you are responsible for is already a full-time job. But advertising the business or the company that you represent doesn't have to be a full-time job, right? Because Google Ads then presents an effective solution that is easy to manage, so you can check back to focus on the daily running of your business and other elements that you are responsible for. But search is a strong indicator of intent, the intent of why users are searching. Right now, so it can be when you want to find out more about something, what do you do? Right? When you are looking for something, what do you do? And even if you want to visit a website, more often than not, what do you do? So, in fact, nowadays, we don't just search with our fingers, we search with our voice assistants too. So think about how your clients are searching, right? Are they just looking for information? Are they actually actively looking for a solution? Are they ready to make a decision and engage with your business or buy your products, right? So as an example, this let's look at Chepo Jeans as an example, South African business. And this is one of the biggest success stories coming out of the South African SME space. So this local homegrown denim brand is making a lot of waves, both locally and internationally. So what happened in October 2019, the brand made news headlines far and wide because the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, whether you like her or not, right? She had a major impact on this brand. She visited South Africa and purchased a pair of jeans from Chepo himself, right? The owner of the business. So then what happened is more recently, the brand was featured by American Vogue and was dubbed South Africa's coolest denim line. Right, sorry, I'm just going to move one back over there. Give me 1 second. Right, okay. Right, so then what did this translate into, right? So local search actually helped this company to grow locally and internationally. And the graph on the screen actually is taken from Google Trends, which is a fantastic tool. If you haven't used Google Trends before, please spend some time and do some research about what consumers are searching about your products and services. Right now, the graph that you see shows the associated spikes or how volumes increased when Meghan Markle bought her pair of jeans and then when Vogue featured the brand. Because you see, as human natures, as human beings, we are all inquisitive by nature, right? So then people started searching, who is Chepo Jeans? What do they do? What is the story behind the brand? How do I buy a pair, right? And these are all examples of things that people actually searched for as a result. Right, so importantly, for Chepo Jeans, the search behavior then provides an opportunity to convert intent. So maybe the intent initially when people started looking for Chepo Jeans was to find out more about the brand. But now the actual success story is when then we turn the interest into opportunity to convert the intent and actually turn the interest into business, which at the end of the day is what we are here to talk about. Right. So whenever someone then searches for Chepo jeans specifically, or whenever someone is looking for jeans in general, there are Google search opportunities for the brand. Right. So it's a huge and a proud South African success story. So now, how did they convert intent into business? So remember, the intent could have been to find information initially. That was initially the intent of people searching, right? So how did they then really convert it into business? So Chepo Jeans then want to ensure that for every relevant search, they provide an opportunity for people to click through to the website and make an online purchase or to book for a custom fitting. And the highlighted ad that you're seeing on the screen is what we are going to show you how to set up today. Right, so let's look at some of the advantages then of online advertising. Right, so online advertising is ideal for small businesses, large businesses, right? Really not in no small part, because it can be held accountable, right? And it's a value for your business that can be tracked and measured. So it doesn't have to be, your online advertising doesn't need to be much of a sales pitch, right? Because the proof is actually in the results. So if the campaign is not effective, there's no sugarcoating it, your results will show that it's not effective, right? So when an advertising campaign then is effective, you can see in the reports which actions happened as a result of your efforts. Also, another big advantage of online advertising is that you control the budget, right? You decide how much you are willing to spend on your ad campaigns, and you can edit, pause, or cancel those campaigns at any time. And there are multiple ways that we can then use insights and data. So insights and data in our reports in Google Ads can then help us to identify market trends. Maybe there are trends impacting the demand for your service or your solution. You can also determine your users' experience to better understand their journey or their path to purchase. And also, you can then identify what type of content users like to then influence your content marketing plan. And also, you can use data and insights to sharpen your overall strategy. Now, the most important reason for using data and insights is because we can then determine what is working, what is not, and what works in digital marketing, we do more of. So something is working, we duplicate, and we do more of that. Right? So how does ads work on Google search? Right? So it all starts with a question, a need, or a desire. Right? So most people start searching online by typing a search query into Google. Then Google's organic algorithm starts to work to create a search engine result page, right? Which will then present websites and other resources that can help the person who is searching to find the answers they're looking for. Now, at the same time, but separately, the Google Ads algorithm then runs an auction, right? So all of the advertisers that are bidding on the same keywords or terms then are bidding for opportunities to show their ads. So all of these ads that are eligible to be shown then compete for that spot on the Google search result page, right? So then it also will determine where your ads appear, whether they appear above or below the organic results. Now, the winners of these auctions, so the advertisers whose ads then win the auction in terms of relevance and other factors, then will appear on the page, which will be labeled with an ad sticker. Right now, users, consumers, people who search, see the ads, and then hopefully take action. For example, clicking to visit your website, or initiating a phone call from their mobile device, or calling a trackable number. Right, so these actions then connect the people who are searching with the advertisers, and then ultimately drive business results. So the illustration on your screen shows how ads may appear on Google's search result page. So at the top, you may see images with associated product information, and these are called shopping ads. So shopping ads are for e-commerce websites where users can then click on those ads and be redirected straight to the e-commerce checkout and initiate the purchase process. So below the shopping ads, you will then typically see text ads, right? And they can appear above the organic results, but also below the organic results. So advertisers do not pay to show ads on the result page. They only pay if a searcher is taking an action on the ad. So an ad's position on the page, relevant or relative to other ads, is determined by something that is called the ad rank. So ad rank is calculated by different elements. So this then uses the ad rank calculates the or uses the bid amount, the quality of the ad at auction time. So that's when that also includes things like the expected click-through rate, the relevance of the ad to the audience, and ultimately the landing page experience, which is super important. I cannot stress enough how important it is to make sure that the landing page where you are redirecting the traffic to is fully optimized, and speed matters. Loading speed matters in your landing pages. So make sure that your landing pages, which will then act as the destination for when users click on your ad, are fully optimized and mobile responsive specifically. Right? Because that can have a major impact in terms of whether your ad wins the auction or not, and also in terms of the relevance score and the other factors taken into consideration. So then the ad rank thresholds are taken into consideration, the context of the search. For example, it will take into consideration the person who is searching's location, the device they are using, the time of day that they are searching, the search terms they use, and other signals like their previous search behaviors, for example, or search history. And then all of these elements, as well as the expected impact of your ad extensions and other ad formats, are taken into consideration when the ad rank is calculated. Right? So your ad rank is recalculated every time an eligible ad competes in this auction. So this auction process happens every time that your ad may be eligible to be displayed. Right? So it's not a static score or a static rank. It's a dynamic process that happens every single time your ad is eligible to be displayed. Right? So your ad position can then fluctuate depending on your competitors, the person who is searching, and the quality at that moment. So that's why it's so important to keep your finger on the pulse in your reports. Right? So ads can also appear on other Google sites, which can include Gmail. And there are more than 2 million non-Google websites that are part of the display network. Right? So the Google Display Network reaches 90% of internet users worldwide across millions of websites, news pages, blogs, and Google sites like Gmail and YouTube. Right, so a few things to know about Google Ads. Right, some of you out there have heard the term PPC or CPC. It just means that pay per click, or PPC, or for a desired action, not just appear on the search result page. Right, so the display network then offers other bidding options like CPM, or cost per 1,000 impressions, or the cost every time that your ad is displayed 1,000 times, and CPV, which is cost per view for video ads, for example. So there are no fees to use Google Ads, right? There's no startup fee, there's no cancellation fee, no minimum commitment amount or a contract, right? You turn it on and off as you wish. So to get started, if you haven't advertised on Google Ads before, you can visit ads.google.com and you will need a Google account. Right, so before we move into the next section to how to set up Google Ads, let me just pause for a moment and just check, are there any questions or comments at the moment? Remember, there's a bit of a delay between you typing and me seeing your questions, so I'll just give it a moment. Let us know if you have any questions. All right, I don't see any, but please feel free throughout the session if you have any questions. If I don't answer them, Nelson will also respond to your questions. Good. Okay, so let's look at how to prepare to set up Google Ads. Now, in this section, we'll introduce the campaign types and help you choose a campaign based on your business goals. So by focusing on the desired outcome or what it is that you are trying to achieve, then the strategy will follow. So the Google Ads interface will help you along. It will prompt you to enter information and set up appropriate campaigns that will really drive the business results that you need. Right? So it's very important to be clear. What are your business goals? Right? So think about some of your business goals. If you are going to run ads, Google Ads, what is it that you would typically try to achieve? Maybe you can type in one or two of your objectives or goals in the chat. Could it be that you would like to translate visits into sales? Do you have an e-commerce store? Would you like your ads to result in actual online purchases? Or do you need to create brand awareness? Do you need to increase traffic through to your website? Do you need users to sign up to your email newsletter or download your app or watch your videos? So you need to be really clear about what it is that you're trying to achieve to support your overall business goals. Right? So I'd love to hear from you what some of your business goals are. So while I'm talking, you can maybe just type in the chat. All right. So now, those goals that you need to achieve for your business will determine the campaign type that you're going to run on Google Ads. Right. So the very first step is to be really clear about what are your goals and clarify them. Right. So I can see that some of you said that you need to have a larger reader base, if I'm correct, and also to create brand awareness or to create interest and hype. Absolutely. Right. That could be step one. Brand awareness is always step one. We always need to create awareness of our brand, but we actually then need to get those users or visitors or consumers to take action. Right? So once they become aware of your business or your company or your brand or visit your website, we actually need them then to return. Just like Dr. Tula mentioned, to drive sales through your website. Right? So new visitors are great in terms of brand awareness, but we also need to think about the entire journey and how to get visitors to return to your site. Because new website visitors will typically not convert on the very first interaction with your brand. Right, so it's also always an ongoing process of filling your pipeline, right? Having new, fresh eyes, new consumers, new visitors to your website, but also then driving them to conversion. Jenna says for lead generation, for people to opt in and download resources. Fantastic, thank you. Right, okay, so to come back to your goals, once you know what exactly it is that you're trying to achieve, then you need to ask yourself the question. Why are we running a Google ad? Why are we promoting our online presence? What outcome do we want to see as a result of the campaign, right? And you also may want to say, or might say, I want to make more money. I want to sell more products, find new clients, grow the business, right? Maybe you want to hire more people or get donations if you are a nonprofit organization. All of these are legitimate goals, right? But they lack specificity. I always struggle with that word. They need to be very specific, right? So let's look at a way to make your goals a bit stronger, right? So I'm sure you've heard of the SMART acronym and SMART goals or the SMART framework, but you will be very surprised about how often, when we speak to clients, they do not have really SMART goals. So a good goal is very specific and detailed. So if you sell laptops and you want to sell more laptops, how many laptops is more? Is it 5 more per month, 10 more per month? How many is more, right? I mean, one more is more, but what exactly are you trying to achieve? What type of laptop do you want to promote if you sell laptops, for example? Then, how are you going to measure success? So, how are you going to track whether you are achieving this goal or not? How will you know when you've accomplished your goal? So, make sure that you've connected your Google Ad account to your Google Analytics reports so that you can then start collecting a whole lot of data that you can then analyze as a whole to really make sure that you are meeting your objective. Also, is your e-commerce platform connected? In the case of those of you who have e-commerce stores, right? Then, is your goal realistically attainable or achievable? So if you said you want to sell 1 million laptops, it's definitely possible, but is it achievable for your business? Maybe, right? But rather than just pulling a number out of thin air, consider your past sales activity or what is currently happening. What are the volumes that you are currently producing, right? Or whatever your goals are, right? What is currently your success rate? Then you don't want to set goals that are impossible to reach. So you can always adjust your goals, right? So also think about your goals. Are they relevant to your business? The goal that you've set, will it actually help you to reach your business goals? Does it drive the results that you want? And then, very importantly, you need to set a time frame. When exactly do you want to achieve these goals? It may be that you want to sell 25 laptops online in the month of November or 30 laptops online in December. So it needs to be really, really very specific in terms of when you get to the end of December, that you can actually measure, have we achieved this goal? Yes or no? How far are we off? And what do we need to adjust? Right? So this is where smart campaigns, Google Smart Campaigns, are designed specifically for small businesses that want to promote products and services online, right? So you can choose your goals, whatever they are, whether you want to have more calls to your business, more actions on your website, or physical store visits, feet through the door, right? And then you can set up a campaign in minutes. Now, these campaigns, smart campaigns, use smart technology to monitor and improve the performance of your ads continuously. So, one big advantage of smart campaigns is that a lot of the work in terms of managing the campaign is automated by Google Ads. So, for example, you don't need to develop keyword lists if you are going to run a smart campaign, right? Or the equivalent that's called a search phrase is then automatically generated by the smart campaign platform, right? So advertisers can then disable search phrases, but otherwise this aspect of online ad campaigns is then handled by the campaign itself. So the ads compete with other ads in the Google Ads auction for the opportunity to then appear on search results pages. And advertisers can then pay for interactions with their ads, like clicks on their ad or calls to a trackable phone number, for example. So we're going to have a look at how to set up a smart campaign shortly. But before you launch your ad, you need to ensure that your business is verified. Right. So the first and most obvious step is creating a Google Ads account. And then you can just search. If you've never run any Google Ads before, just type in Google Ads on Google search, and then you can head over to the site. And then after you've registered your Google Ad account and created a profile, you will need to verify your business. Right. And this can also be done by reaching out to us. We can assist. So if your business is not verified, you can send us an email to info@digitalmarketingacademy.co.za. Nelson will type the email address in the chat for us. And if you still need to get your business verified, we can assist. Because we know that it may be challenging. We don't always get those postcards in Africa or South Africa, depending on where you are based. But reach out to us. We are when I say we, the Digital Marketing Academy, we are a Google My Business certified partner. So we can help you painlessly to get your business certified. right? So once you've then completed the verification process, right, or if you are then selected to undergo the verification process, you will receive an email and an in-account notification with instructions, right? So if it's not been requested by Google, you don't need to apply, right? So the Google platform will take you through the necessary steps. Right, so then there's you will need to complete a verification program if you promote products, goods, and services, for example, retail, media, entertainment, travel, B2B, technology, right? And then you will need to provide information, or if you provide informational, advisory, or educational content on your site. So, for example, let's say you have content promoting educational resources or research and statistics or free health advice or financial advice or charitable or social causes. Right? And also, if you promote content related to regulated industries like gambling and games or financial products and services or healthcare products and services, then there's an extra step to the verification that needs to happen. Right? Before we move on to actually showing you how to set up the smart campaign, just want to pause quickly. I don't see any questions in the chat at the moment, but if there are any specific questions, please feel free to reach out to us. We are more than happy to assist. Right? If not, let us then look at how to set up a smart campaign. Right, so now step one is to state your main business goal. So once your ad account is created and you're ready to go, and you've clicked start now, and you've created your new account, you will then find the page that you see on your screen. So over here, this is really important to state what your business's main advertising goal is. Right, so depending on your business, you would have different goals, right? If you are an online retailer or a lead generation business, you'd most likely click on option 2 as shown in the example, right? So then you need to be really clear what it is that you would like to achieve. And then step 2, is that you would need to input your website business. Sorry for the clicking around. It skips the slides. Yeah, there we go. Right. So once you've created your business goal, then you'll be asked to input your business name and your business website. Right. Step 3 then is to decide where you would like your ads to be displayed. So this is where you would enter the locations of where you would like to showcase your ads. Right. So in the example on your screen, the whole of South Africa is selected, but you can choose to set up a radius around your business. For example, a business in Cape Town can ensure that the ads are only served to people within a 5-kilometer radius of their physical store. For example, if you run a restaurant, that may be, easier or more effective or productive to have your ads shown to people who are in close proximity to your restaurant, right? Then to the right of your screen, as you progress through the setup, you can then also see the size of the estimated potential audience in your targeted location, right? So then, and I don't know why it actually skipped these slides. Sorry about that. Then step 4 will be to, and this is really critical, this is where you will set up your keyword themes, right? So think of these as the potential searches that will trigger your ad. So this is where you need to think like your consumers again. What will they typically search for to either start the journey with your company or look for solutions and products and services that you can offer, right? So the recommendation is that you have at least 10 to 20 to start, and also to utilize the suggestions that are highlighted at the bottom. So based on the content on your website, the objective that you're trying to achieve, then Google Ads will make suggestions of keyword themes, right? So this is where you need to use a mix of brand names, right? Specific product names or your company name or brand names, but also broader themes, right? So if people are looking for running shoes, then it may be a good idea to actually mention the brands of running shoes that you may stock, but also broader themes like road running or other types of running shoes that you have available, right? So a tip is to make sure that your keywords are broad enough. So again, think like your customer. What would they search for? What are the terms that they would use? Maybe they're not exactly sure what the name of the product is that will solve their solution or solve their problem, right? Then think about how you would search when you're looking for something, right? So in the example, they've used an example of a website building company. Right, so then some broad terms have been included, like creating a website, web design, how to make a website, for example. So always think like your clients. Now, the next step is to create the actual part that will be visible to your audience. This is where you're going to create the actual copy or the text of your ads. So think about it this way. Your potential new customer has searched for your product or your service and your ad has popped up, right? Now you actually need to convince that customer to actually click on your ad, right? It's one thing for your ad to be displayed, but it's something else for your ad to actually, be clicked on or acted upon. So remember, this is your opportunity to highlight what exactly makes your brand or your business unique, right? So headlines, as seen in the auto-generated preview on the right, are the big blue words. So essentially where you'd have your brand name and maybe one or two key offerings. And you have a character limit of 30 characters per headline. So descriptions are then what you see below the headline, and this will allow you to elaborate on what you've stated in your headline, giving your users a little bit more information. And your character limit for your description is 90 characters, right? So another tip is, if you have more than one core product or service, then create more ads, right? So then the last step is to enter the link. What is the destination on your website where you would like your ad to go, right? So make sure that you enter the website or the landing destination correctly, because this is ultimately where you are going to direct your traffic to on your website, right? And then lastly, very important, is to set your budget, right? So you then need to select a daily budget that makes sense for your business, right? So remember, you only pay for ad clicks or calls to your business, not for every time someone just sees your ad, right? So a key thing, is that it's not like you're committing an investment into a black hole, right? You will always be able to come back and measure exactly what your money or how far your budget went and actually how did it help achieve business results, right? So then the next step is an overview into the settings that you've chosen and set up, and you will be able to see an estimated performance of your ad. Right. Also note that if available on the same page, you can also add your phone number and a link your Google My Business, because these are then tracked as verified calls and map events. So yesterday we spoke about the importance of Google My Business, and this is also where it really becomes important in terms of making your ads effective. Right. So the last step then is to add your payment information. Right? And then you are good to go. So that is how to create your first smart campaign. Right? Okay, now the best part of advertising digitally is the ability to really measure your performance in real time. And in your Google Ads account, you can see exactly how your campaigns are performing. Right? So finally, to make sure that you get a head start, there is a coupon code that is available, right? So you can just type in the link that you see on your screen, and you can then have a free account set up, and then just head over to google.africa118.com, and there are a few simple instructions that you can then follow to claim your coupon code. All right. Before we move on, any questions? Anybody have any questions? I'll just take a moment. Right, the chat box is really quiet today. So if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. We'll be happy to send you over some links or answer any questions that you may have. Right, I don't see any. Good. Okay, so now, what are your next steps? Right, so again, today's session is only the beginning, right? I need you to think of what is the one thing that you could do or change after today's session. What do you need to implement first? Maybe you need to go and make sure that your landing pages are optimized. Maybe you need to go back and review any ads that are currently running. Maybe you need to think about the keyword themes that you want your site to rank for in search. Or maybe you just need to go and revisit exactly what your consumers are looking for and their behavior patterns and what they may be searching for to actually find your product or service or the solution that you have to offer. Right? So also some of your next steps could include continuous learning, right? We can never know everything in digital marketing. So Grow with Google actually offers a whole lot of free courses. So you can find various short courses and training programs. Nelson put the link in the chat. Thank you, Nelson. And please follow the Google Grow with Africa or the Digital Skills for Africa social media pages. So we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And this is where you can stay up to date with news, events happening. And also, please feel free to follow the Digital Marketing Academy social channels, because we will continuously keep you up to date of training coming up and also some tips and advice and real case studies in there. Right. So that actually brings us to the end of our session today. And if you have no questions, I'm looking forward to see you then in our session tomorrow. So we'll stay on for a moment. If you still have any questions, please let us know. Thank you for today's session. And we look forward to see you in the other sessions coming up. It's a pleasure, everybody. Nikki asks for a few links, the LinkedIn and Facebook links. So thank you. We'll just give a moment and give Nelson an opportunity to just post in the links. Great, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Take care. See you tomorrow.